Hello Nigeria, Ola Samuel here. Look, we all know Nigeria is a country bursting with potential. The energy, the talent, the jollof rice, it's off the charts. But let's be honest, we've also got our fair share of challenges. So today we're ditching the blame game and diving straight into some transformative ideas, some real talk about key federal reforms that could seriously level up our nation. We're talking about practical solutions to strengthen our unity and unlock the kind of development that benefits everyone, from the streets of Lagos to the villages in Borno State. Let's get into it. Let's talk about resources, people. Oil, gas, minerals. Nigeria's got it all. But who really benefits? Right now, it feels like a whole lot of wealth is being pumped out, but very little trickles down to the communities where these resources are actually found. That's a recipe for tension, my friends. So, how about we flip the script? Imagine if states or regions had a bigger say in managing their own resources. We're not talking about breaking up the country, but a little more control, a little less dependence on Abuja for every little thing. This way, the Niger Delta benefits from its own oil. Zamfara can invest in its gold mines, and everyone gets a fairer slice of the national cake. Now, that's a delicious idea. Okay? Picture this. You work hard, you earn money, but then you have to hand over a huge chunk of it to, well, someone else who decides how to spend it. Frustrating, right? That's basically Nigeria's current revenue-sharing model in a nutshell. States are practically begging Abuja for handouts instead of managing their own finances. It's time to cut the apron strings, folks. Fiscal federalism means giving states more financial independence. Let them collect more of their own revenue, decide on their own priorities. This way, Lagos can invest in its mega-city dreams, Kano can boost its agricultural prowess, and the federal government can focus on national issues. Win-win, wouldn't you say? We all know that one friend who loves to micromanage, right? Wants to control everything? Yeah, that's the federal government sometimes. But seriously, does Abuja really need to decide how every school in Sokoto should be run or every pothole in Enugu should be fixed? Decentralization is the name of the game, people. Let's transfer some power back to the states, especially when it comes to things like education, healthcare, even policing. Local governments understand local needs better, right? This isn't about creating chaos. It's about creating efficiency, accountability, and a system that actually serves the people. Chapter 4. State or regional policing. Securing our own backyard. Let's talk security. We've got the Nigerian police force, which is great, but they're stretched thin. Dealing with everything from terrorism in the northeast to kidnapping in the south, it's like trying to put out 100 fires with one hose. What if we empowered states to have their own police forces, not to replace the federal police, but to work alongside them, focusing on local security concerns? States facing banditry could have specialized units, and communities could build trust with officers who actually understand their challenges. This isn't about creating a chaotic free-for-all, but about a more effective, responsive security apparatus that keeps Nigerians safe. Chapter 5. Equitable power sharing. A seat at the table for everyone. Nigeria. a nation of diverse cultures, languages, and yes, let's face it, political ambitions. But for too long, it's felt like the same regions and groups have held on to power, leaving others feeling left out. That's a recipe for resentment and instability. How about we shake things up with a little something called power rotation? It's not a new concept, people. Imagine a system where the presidency rotates among the 6 geopolitical zones. This way, every region gets a fair shot at leadership, and we avoid those winner-takes-all scenarios that often lead to tension and conflict. It's about making sure everyone feels like they have a stake in the system, building a Nigeria where every voice is heard and every region feels valued. Chapter 6. True Federalism. Rewriting the Rulebook. Let's be real, the 1999 Constitution, the one we're operating on, it's got some serious flaws. It's like trying to run a marathon with one shoe on. Possible, but not pretty. This Constitution claims to support federalism, but in reality, it gives too much power to the central government, creating confusion and inefficiency. It's time for a rewrite, people. We need a new constitution, one that clearly spells out the roles of the federal, state, and local governments. Think of it as a fresh start, a chance to create a system where power is balanced, responsibilities are clear, and every tier of government can operate effectively. Chapter 7. Strengthening local governments. Power to the people. Let's talk about the grassroots, those communities often overlooked in the grand scheme of things. We're talking about the villages, the small towns, the places where the impact of government policies is felt most keenly. Right now, local governments in Nigeria often lack the resources and the authority to address local needs effectively. It's time to change that. We need to empower local governments, give them more financial muscle, and the freedom to make decisions that directly benefit their communities. This means investing in rural infrastructure, supporting local businesses, and ensuring that development reaches even the most remote corners of Nigeria. Outro, a call to action. Building a stronger Nigeria together. So, there you have it. Nigeria. 7 key reforms that could drastically change our nation for the better. We're talking about addressing those long-standing grievances, those issues that have held us back far too long. Imagine a Nigeria where resources are managed fairly, where power is shared equitably, and where every citizen feels a sense of belonging. This isn't just about complaining about the problems. It's about demanding better, about working together to build a stronger, more prosperous Nigeria. Let's make it happen.